this evening is how do you get to deal with a recurrent 6.5 crisis, especially when you are facing an exam conditioning. How do you deal with a recurrent 6.5 um, pressure when facing an exam conditioning? Okay. Um, Now, from my little timing of lecturing, I've witnessed quite some really wonderful results, really heavy results that are quite exciting and head busting. But you see, I've also witnessed some discouraging results, okay, where you find a near miss. What do I call a near miss? Uh, I wanted to type that we should put on our videos if we can, so that we can help out for those who will watch this later. I think this is going to go wide, so please let's get our videos on if we can. Thank you. Like I always will say, like I will always say. And please, if you cannot hear me, to hear me, press the audio in option twice, 2 times. Click on the call in device option it brings. So I've seen some quite disappointing situations where some people were almost, you understand, they are close. So people are still bringing this issue of not hearing me. Please, if you cannot hear me, follow that instruction. Can somebody help me repeat that instruction over and over? Okay. Aha. Thank you, Adetutu. Yeah, you have done that. Yeah. Just press the audio in device twice, audio in option twice. Then you can link up with the quite a number of people are joining very rapidly now. Okay. Mrs. Addison is not really getting what I asked them to do. I'm trying to like just catch in with them. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think it's really simple to do. Really simple. It's quite simple to do. I just want as many people to hear me as possible. Okay, I think most people are getting it already. So, all right. I hope Mrs. Addison can do that too. I think she's here to get it. The audio in option twice. Once you press it the second time, it's going to bring out a calling device. Press that calling device. That's all. So, all right. Please let's keep pressing that up so that we can help our people that are just coming in. But most people are really new to this video channel, so we can just help them out. Okay. So now I've seen some really near miss results where the person has very good results and then just a 0.5 to hit a 7, especially, and this often occurs in reading. It's most common to reading options. Nobody wants to get a 6.5 in reading. That's the truth, because there are two aspects of IELT that I call compulsory aspects to have a 7. 2, listening and reading. The reason is simple. If you have a less than 6.5 in listening and reading, remark is virtually a waste of time. Over the 1 year, or nearly 1 year period I've actually been taking IELTS, I've never seen one remark for reading that went through. I have seen remarks for writing. I have seen remarks for speaking. When it comes to reading, it's nearly impossible to have a remark. It's almost impossible. Let me use that word, almost impossible. Okay, and the reason is because marking for these two aspects are quite they are like objective. So it is just about following an option. Are you following me? You just follow an option and then they mark the option. The options are already there. And just like the way you may almost nearly know what you will get when you are practicing, because you have an option where you can easily mark. It's the same way your marker is not likely to be wrong when they give you their score at the end of listening and reading exams. But writing and speaking is subjective. And what it means is that anybody can check your work and feel that you could get better. Anybody can decide that you have a very good approach, while another person could say, you know, you have a fair approach. Different opinions. So it is really not necessary to even try to remark reading. You understand? However, let me say this very, very strongly. And I want to say it as a point of encouragement and motivation for those people who have been having these challenges with reading. For writing and speaking, oftentimes, if you have a 6.5, there is a strong possibility that a remark can give you a 7 or even a 7.5. As a matter of fact, I have seen remark for speaking from 6 to 7 before. My own students, from 6 to 7. I have seen a remark of speaking from 6 to 7 before. So it can happen, even for writing. But reading is almost impossible to have a remark. So what is the implication? Now, let me now come this way. At every junction, you see yourself have a 6.5 after you have written an exam. And then the other aspects are quite okay. Maybe listening is 8, speaking is 8.5, and then reading and writing is 7. Then you have 6.5 reading. And you don't have the mind to go to Ireland, although they are strong, they are seemingly changing their decision and all that now. The best wisdom is to use the same force. Now, this is where I'm going. Use the same force that you used to prepare for that exam to prepare for another exam within the same period you prepare for the last exam. Did anybody think what I just said now? Because the moment you mourn that result, your motivation drops. And the moment you delay to write another exam, your preparation weakens. And once your preparation weakens, then even when you now want to just, maybe because of pressure, you want to write, your marks will drop. I know of students that were my own students that used the exact issue I'm telling you, and they have passed. I want to try and explain this carefully because I want everybody to understand it carefully. Really. Nobody wants to get a 7, a 6.5 in reading. That's the first issue here. Nobody wants to get a 6.5 in reading. I believe so. I don't think there's anybody that is listening to me right now that prepares for an exam to be and then at the end of the exam they want to see 6.5. Okay, but in the event that you have a 6.5, do not be discouraged, because discouragement is going to weaken your morale. And I want to say this quickly: combination of results is getting very possible right now, especially in UK. You can combine two results. So 6.5 can give you what you are looking for. It's not a waste, except you have a 6. If your result does not have any 6, and then you have 6.5 in 2 results, you are good to go. And I want to say this quickly. Listen, if you have tried your best over time to improve yourself on reading, and in spite of all your efforts, you are not able to have the 7 you are looking for. Maybe each time you practice, you keep having 29, 28, 29, 28, 27, 29. That's all you keep having. It is most likely that for that particular aspect, you may need to give it some time. But if you don't have the time, if you go for the exam at that level, you will likely have a 6.5. But here is the advantage. That 6.5, as long as it is the only 6.5 you have, it's not a waste. Make efforts and apply the same energy within the same time frame of preparations for the previous exam for the next exam, maybe 1 month or 1.5 months time. You are going to pass. I will not mention any name. I have about 3 candidates now that did exactly what I'm saying now, and they have passed IELTS. This particular candidate of mine wrote IELTS in January. He had a 6.5 in reading. In fact, his result was 6.5, both from he had 6.5 in listening, 6.5 in reading, 6.5 in writing, now 7 in speaking. 1 month after he went for the other exam, put in the same efforts. But during the exam, he had some severe challenges. And so he could not make a 6.5, he could not make a 7. 1 month after, put for other exam, he had 7.5 in reading, 7 in writing, 7.5 in speaking. Another candidate of mine from, I think, Benin, had the same issue. Around April, she wrote the exam, had 6.5 in reading. Immediately she received her results, she put for the exam 1 month after. And then she continued to have a kind of coaching system with me. She didn't even tell me that she was going to write. I just saw a message one morning that she has passed. Another candidate of mine wrote an exam December last year. Very disappointed that he didn't have 6.5 in 7 in reading. He tried to remark. When he tried to remark, they changed his speaking, but they didn't change his listening, his writing and reading. Continue preparations. Put in for the exam. His result came out August last month, 2 months ago. 7, 7, 7, 7. Are you getting me now? But even if he had 6.5, he could have even combined. So 6.5 means 2 things. Number 1, minor errors. Maybe I didn't put full stop, I didn't put a comma, something like that. And then the minor errors caused a problem. That's the first meaning of 6.5. The second meaning of 6.5 is I'm almost there. So that means that a 6.5 candidate is also a 7 candidate, except for minor errors that he made during the exam, maybe out of poor writing, or maybe out of maybe punctuation issues, or one thing or the other. And so because of that, the he missed one or two, because 6.5 is actually 27 to 29. That's 6.5, 27 to 29. So that means that he missed about 2 or 3 to hit 30. In fact, the painful thing is that some people could even have 29. So that means if they impart the same effort in the next exam, they will have their 30. Just 1 mark remaining. Is that right? So it is now going to be, like being wicked to oneself, to now demoralize yourself and say, now that I now find that I have 6.5, that means I'm not good. No, that doesn't mean that. It only means that maybe you forgot to add something, or probably you lost maybe a concentration issue, or maybe you just needed to learn a method to be able to help you to get a pattern or something. So if as much as you can just push on another class, maybe a month's extra class, then consistency in your practice, more vigorous commitment, you're going to have your either 6.5 again or your 7. But the beautiful thing is that even if you have 6.5 again, as long as you have 6 areas, you can combine the results. So the key summary about this is this: never allow a 6.5 to discourage you. For those people that are probably hearing me now, you have written in the last 1 month or 2 months, you don't have any 6 at all. All you have is 6.5, and that is all. I will put my number privately now. Chat me. I'm going to give you a free class for the next 2 weeks. I will allow you join the October class for the next 2 weeks. I mean, if you don't have a 6, all you have is 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, or you have 2 6.5 and everything is, the other ones are good. I'm going to give a free class. Can somebody let me type, if anybody does my number, can let me type my number out? Chat me, and I'm going to connect you with the current October class towards the end. Go and write IELTS for the first or second week in November. You are going to pass it. Because the longer you delay, do you have people like that here, please? I want to be sure whether I'm talking to people that are listening to me, or probably I'm just... Do you have people like that probably you have a 6.5 or 2 that probably disqualified you from presenting your results? If you don't have people that, withdraw my offer. No problem. Okay. All right. Just chat me personally. If anybody knows my number, just let me chat my number. And then I add you with the October class. We are actually dealing with reading, and we are really being brutal. Even if you have book, no problem. No problem. We are being brutal with reading right now. For those who have been in the October class, I have been hearing serious testimonies about the methods we have been discussing, and reading is going to die. I'm telling you, if you are in October class, you can't feel reading. The way we are approaching reading is totally different from the way we have been approaching it before. All you need to do is follow my instruction. As far as reading is concerned, anyone that joins October class, you cannot fail reading. Now, this is only for those who have 6.5 before and they are looking for a 7. That is very specific. Okay? You will really be able to boost yourself. So, to round off this short course or discussion, for those who probably joined this group for the first time, you are listening to me for the first time, you have never probably attended this class before, and then probably just wanted to come and hear this lecture and all of that, you will be opportune to join us for our writing section tonight. We are starting our writing section in the next 1 minute. So we have a plan to deal with reports for tax 1, and then to trash tax 2 writing. So you have the opportunity. But after this, after this general opportunity, you may not be able to join our future classes, except for those people that I that I've spoken to earlier. I mean that I spoke to. So thank you very much. Do not ever be discouraged about your scores in LTS because 6.5 is a very good signal. Never allow it to weaken you. It is actually better to have a 6.5 in the first attempt than to have 9. Like, let me tell you this, my own little story. I had 6 in writing 4 times before I ever had a 7. That's not good. You understand? If I had 2 6.5 in between, I would not have to write the 5th time. Do you understand? I could have combined. But because I kept on having 6, so it was really, really bad. And I could not combine. So it is better to have a 6.5 in the first attempt because it's a signal. And the moment your emotions get dampened, the moment you get emotionally disgusted, the moment you feel unhappy, all right, about it, you will not be able to get to that 6.5 again. That is the issue. So your emotions must be alive to be able to hit the exact point you hit and even beyond it. Do you understand? All right. So now we are going on to writing. Let me stop this recording so that we can start a new one.